Good evening. There really is no place like home, and for about 10 or more of the drivers here in Formula 4, and about 65 million people in this country as well, so it's home to quite a lot of people. Accents change in Great Britain every 25 miles or so, and it's home to people like William Shakespeare, Alan Turing, Winston Churchill, and Lewis Hamilton. Bit of a weird one at the end, but obviously it's to do with Formula 1. And yeah, so this is round two of the Formula 4 Championship here at Silverstone. Obviously we had Singapore last time out, and as we're looking at the track map here of Silverstone, it is a 3.6 mile circuit with 18 corners, 8 to the left and 10 to the right, with 2 DRS zones. There are speeds up to around 205 miles per hour, with a lap distance at full throttle for around 80% of a lap. And of course there are 3 tyre compounds: the C1, 2 and 3, the hard, medium and the soft. I'm here tonight with Yestin, not Flea. Flea is actually racing tonight, so it's going to be a little bit of a change up for this week. Obviously had you for Japan. That seemed like a little while ago now, it does.
Yeah, that was ages ago. Obviously you can't forget the intermediates and the full wets, just in case.
Yeah, of course. They may be needed, of course. And we're just about to get ready. There's 18 drivers in the lobby. I think there was going to be 18 tonight. I did have a check of the race check-in. I think it was 18. So yeah, we've got quite a few. Not a full grid. It's had 17 last week, so we're adding one a week at the moment, which is nice. And yeah, so what we'll do is just as the drivers are readying up, we'll go through the drivers' standings. Obviously not too much to talk about, just the results of last week's race. So yeah, we had young Stinson win last time out, Yestin, and yeah, he took the maximum points of 22, but Droftas came second and he got pole position and fastest lap, I believe, as well, so he got 21 points. So he's only 1 point ahead at the moment, Stinson. And Total P's is in third with 19. We have 17 points for Andenge. Alahan is 16 points, sorry, 16th. And Infamous Pillars is on 15 points. Blaze in 7th is on 14th. 8th is Paulie Orange with 13. 9th is All Shot Down with 13, sorry, and LPE is got 11 points, rounding out the top 10. And yeah, so we're just about to get ready for Q1 at the minute. Obviously a full qualifying session with a 50% race is just coming up now. So yeah, I think it was the 18 drivers. I was just looking at the championship standings when they readied up. Is that right?
Yeah, this is the worst time. Just there's nothing to talk about. You're just looking at the screen, waiting
just waiting for them to.
Nothing to talk about.
Well, there's fans in the stands, which is quite weird to see.
That's not allowed. They're not to
Yeah. So well, we're looking at turn 1 at the minute. Cops Corner in the start-finish straight. So we're just waiting for the guys. They'll all be just doing their tyre preparations for this session, or all sessions actually, and there's only 2 options really now. You could go all softs for qualifying, or have a set of mediums in there. So we've got a dry start to qualifying. Obviously we don't know what the rain's like. Maybe we'll have someone put it in the comments in a little bit and tell us what is going on for the race. Maybe you can have a look at that, Justin, when it does eventually pop up on my screen. There's some comments. So yeah, we're just now waiting. The clock's now started ticking down. We've got 18 minutes for this first part of qualifying, and we'll only have 3 drivers being knocked out in Q1, as we haven't got the full 20 at the moment, as we're starting to hear some engines fire up.
Yeah, so obviously 18 minutes Q1, the longest session out of the 3. Like you said, 3 drivers will not be taking part in Q2.
Yeah, so I wouldn't even like to guess who in the bottom. Obviously, cars are equal performance, so it's all about the drivers rather than the cars in real life Formula 1, of course. So we're just waiting for some of the guys to come out. So we'll have a look. So we've got 4 of the Nintendo drivers. So we've got a we've got, I think that's a full house, isn't it? Yeah, it must be. So and we've got four, and we've got three. Yeah, we've got four for JCB as well, and we've got three for Jaguar, and four for. Oh no, sorry, it's 5 per team, isn't it? Not 4.
Yeah, 5 teams of 4. No. 4 teams of 5.
Yeah, I always get confused about it. So I don't know.
4 teams of 5 drivers. That's the one.
Yeah, it's 5. Yeah. So I don't think, as we're going to go through, obviously we're doing pot championships as well. I didn't actually, that was really silly of me, I didn't take a screenshot of the pot standings. So just bear with me 1 minute just to get these standings up, and I'll let you know what's going on. As we're just waiting for some guys who are still on their outlaps at the minute. Actually, no, saying that, we'll talk about that in a minute. We'll have a look with Mad Scientist at the minute as he's coming round turn 2 into turn 3. And then round turn 4 at the minute. This is obviously quite tricky part of sector 1, and yeah, round the loop now onto the Wellington straight, and yeah, DRS wide open. We're getting up to about 200 miles an hour at the end of this straight. 202 he got to the end of that straight, round Beckett into Luffield. It's quite a difficult complex of corners to get right. Got to be quite gentle on the power out of Luffield, and but make sure to have good acceleration, good traction, because it's a long old way being flat down here, isn't it, yesterday, until you get to the first little bit of braking. It is a really serious speedy track. I know obviously Italy's got the nickname Temple of Speed, but this really is becoming the Temple of Speed now, I think.
You don't even need a brick for a cop, so it shows how quick these cars are. Yellow flag at turn 1, I can't really say who that is.
It's a Jaguar by the looks of things. I think he's just going a little bit slowly. Let's have a look. Not too sure who it is. So we'll just keep an eye on Mad Scientist at the minute as he's coming across the line. I think he's the first man to set a time in this session. So he's got the benchmark of a 1:25.6, which I think is a pretty decent lap for Q1 on a first lap.
And then Pillars goes and beats that by 6/10, which is even more impressive.
Yeah, so it just shows from last year's cars to this year's cars how much they have improved in speed. I mean, I remember, you know, in game, I think a 27 or a high 26 was a really decent time last year. So some
we're in the low 25s, very close to the 24s.
And they're all really close together as well. The top 3 at the minute, less than a tenth separated, with young Stinson just pulling one in there and going have a bit of that with a 1:24.6, 4 tenths faster, or just over 4 tenths if we're going to be precise, to second place Paulie Orange in the JCB team.
They're really showing off for these quick lap times now.
They
Save
really.
yourself a few frames.
Yeah, definitely. So we've got some guys still doing laps at the minute, and we'll go with I think the only reserve driver tonight. So this is the first time we've had a reserve livery and reserve team, and I think Flea has invalidated his lap time. Seeing him there with the black and white reserve livery at the moment. They're obviously their own team, but I can just imagine that they Formula 4 reserves. They're going to struggle to get anywhere in the championship at the moment. So we'll just go back to a couple of other laps. We've got Liam, and just coming around the final couple of corners, Liam Sloth in the MTV car, and yeah, he comes across the line. P8 1:25.7. We've had Paul making a spin there when I just cut to him. I don't know where we are on the track there. Luffield, yeah, just the exit of Luffield. So he's just had a little bit of an off. We've got Ramsell on a lap at the minute. Yes, he is. One of the BMW drivers didn't do too well last time out. Sort of finished towards the back of the pack, I seem to remember. But obviously it was a bit of a treacherous race last time out at Singapore, with the wet weather coming about halfway through the race. So yeah, hopefully, I don't know what we're going to have this time out. Maybe Flea actually can let me know what the weather's going to be like. You'd send me a text, I'd appreciate it. As we got Ramsdale coming in the pit, so I thought he was on the lap, but obviously not. As we've got a lot of the guys coming into the pits now. We got Matteo locking up into turn 3 in the Nintendo racing car, and he's just coming down the Wellington straight towards Beckett's. It's a dry race, Lee's telling me. Thank you very much. So yeah, it's a dry race that we've got for the whole session, so that'll be interesting. First dry race of the season, or the official season. I think it was dry in Japan, wasn't it, yesterday?
Yeah, it was. It was all good.
So yeah, we're all good. And then Matteo's just sorry to cut you off. Matteo's just invalidated his lap time round Cops, turn 9. So that's not good for him. He hasn't set a lap yet. We've got Andench on an out lap with his yellow and blue Swedish inspired helmet. He wouldn't like me saying that. Swedish inspired helmet. And yes, we've still got a couple of guys. We've got Lee coming out the pits. We've got Chewy, who I think, I'm not too sure if he's on a lap. He's in hot lap mode, but I'm not too sure if he's he has done a big lockout. Yeah, he's on a hot lap. Definitely, I don't see why he would be locking up if he was on a in lap. And he's in 10th place at the moment in the Nintendo car. We've got Droftas on pole at the minute with a 124.5 as we've been looking at the midfield, and Blaze is so close. Yes, in between. There's a couple of packs here, the top 3, and then the 4th to 6th, and then we've got a nice midfield battle going on as well. So if the results stay like they do in qualifying, as we see Droftas retiring from the session, so he's happy with that. He just wanted to do a couple of practice laps on the same tyre, get a bit of a feel for the circuit. He's checked out for Q1.
Just wanted to say that Andenj had a little bit of an off at turn 2. Yeah. And he just went into the corner, and then on the exit went for a little spin. That's why this lap might not be as representative of his pace. But yeah, like you were saying, there's some really good battles going on. Like the top 3 are within a tenth and a bit. Then 4th, 5th, and 6th are within a tenth of each other. Then you've got the midfield, so it should be interesting.
Yeah, definitely should. Obviously, we've still got four drivers who haven't set a lap. We've got Paul in 14th, PWST N38, but I know him as Paul, so it's just a little bit easier. At the bottom of the timing sheet at the moment for the guys who have set a lap with a 127.9, he's hoping to pick up the pace. So yeah, we're just waiting for some of these guys. Matteo is set a lap. I think he's just done a lap and he's gone into 8th place with a 125.6. At the moment, we've got LP on an out lap as well for the Jags. Obviously, might be a little bit confused. The Jags showing up as a little black indicator on the left hand side, just because that's their base colour. So obviously they should be green, but it is a black base colour. And obviously we didn't actually go through this, so I should have done this at the start just to make sure. But obviously this is a slightly different format to normal racing. We're using the multiplayer cars to design our own liveries, have our own teams. Obviously we're with young Stinson at the moment. He's in the Nintendo car. You got Blaze. Actually, we'll try and find. They're all in the pits of BMW guys, so we'll just try it. We've got so we've got, I was saying before, we've got the Jaguar, and it's actually, sorry, I keep saying this Jaguar. It's the Palp Jaguar racing team, or F1 team. I'm not too sure, but Palp standing for all the drivers in their team, the 4 drivers with Total P's not here today, the only driver not representing them at the moment. And got Flea just going up into P11 there, 126.3, so he's into that midfield battle at the moment. So yeah, I'm really excited for the race actually. I want this qualifying to get done.
Yeah, young Stinson just wanted to take the bragging rights to top in Q1, I think, for the 24.3. LP is just coming through the middle sector. I didn't have the greatest of onboards in the start of this lap, so I can't really comment how it's been. The exit of Luffield, going down the old back straight before hitting Cops, the old turn 1, otherwise known as turn 9. couldn't really see his track limits.
Yeah, he was alright. I was off board, so he seemed alright as he comes through Mackett's and Beckett's.
Beckett's. And Chapel now done the hanger straight. We'll see. Be getting as brave as you can going into Stowe, and make sure you keep yourself on the track limits. The game's very generous to you, but especially the exit of Stowe going into the Vale chicane, I believe, and then turn 18's club. So that's the end of the lap, and that is a 25.5, puts in P8.
Yeah, so it is very close in the midfield at the moment. Even some of the guys like Flea and Chewy. If only I could do a Chewbacca impression now, that would have been spot on. But I can't. I've got a friend who knows how to do one. It's really, really good.
Can we invite him to the party next week?
Yeah, but maybe if we have Chewy. But I'm not going to embarrass myself by trying, because I know it's horrendous. So yeah, so we've got. Sorry to go off topic. So we've got Flea. That's what happens in Q1. You see, it's the awful truth of Q3. Q1. Sorry.
This is like the exciting part of the session. All the people going near the bottom are about to start laps. Come on, get yourself together. Chewy's just go through turn 1.
Yeah, well, we've got Ramsell on the lap, and as we were saying before, this is the if we haven't had an off-board shot yet from the game, he's still just on the right-hand side of the cockpit. There we go. Yes, we've got the BMW. Obviously, not been in Formula 1 since 2009, I think. Big powerhouse in motorsport and in the motoring business itself. So it's nice to see him back in this, at least. Not officially, but unofficially. And yeah, so Ramsell on the lap, coming down to Cops, see if he stays flat. Easy. And through Maggots and Beckett's, first two comfortably flat. Third, a little lift through this left-hander here. He's on the brake a little bit, but he's scuffed the corner really badly. He had to take a taxi ride to that apex.
I think he took too much pressure off at Beckett's, and kind of hindered him for Chapel, which is a bit unfortunate. He's done Stowe alright into the chicane.
Yeah, he seems to got to be really gentle on the power into club, because it's and Ramsell 18th at the minute. So we've got three. We've got Ramsell, as they would say in real life, the driver at risk at the minute, and Paul is still not improved on that 27.9 at the minute. We've got 20. He's over a second off the pace at the minute, and we've got Alan in 17th at the moment, and he's got a lot more pace than this, so I'm quite surprised to see him down in 17th at the minute. But this could all change in these few corners.
So 3 minutes left,
and he goes 8th.
This is going to be the most exciting part of qualifying, because everyone will be either out or in the pits, and then people will be either disappointed they didn't come out, and they could cost them a few positions later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Field in the pits,
Yeah. So what are we saying? I'm not too. I think a comfortable cut off for Q1 at the minute is probably a high 25 at the minute, especially if the next couple of laps come in and they improve. So I think that'll probably
depends about the track. Could be rubbering in. No, I think the cut-off point will be a 26.1, but that's just prediction.
Yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see. So in that case, then, if we're talking about that, all shot down would only just be safe. Their Flea would be on the cusp. Chewy, maybe he needs to get the Millennium Falcon and see if that makes him go a little bit faster. I've got to stop doing some Star Wars references now. This is terrible. As we see, Ice Streams is out of the session in Q1. So he couldn't either. I don't know what happened there. Did he have a accident? I'm not too sure.
There's a yellow flag at Stowe, but at the hangar straight going into Stowe, but that might have been just for car driving slowly, and there's nothing else I can see on track. So he must have thought that they'd only be losing 2 at Q1 instead of the 3. There's obviously 15 advanced to the next session as drivers are retiring, again they're safe for the next round of qualifying. Paul isn't, and he is on a lap. Right a bit wide there.
Yeah, he's ran wide in the other apex, the last of Maggots and Beckett's, and that would have really cost his lap. I don't know if he's got fuel to go again. He's got enough time to go again, but he's still gunning. He's not backed out of his lap. So unless he is improving on his lap, but unless it's over a second up on his time, he's going to be out in Q1 for the second week in a row. And he improves, but not enough for 127.391, and that's Paul. I think he is trying again. I think he's just having another go on the same tyres. Why not?
He's got enough ARS. Yeah.
He's just got to worry about engine temperatures. I think is the only main thing. Is Andenge's retired from the session also, so we got a lot of the top guys, bar from Blaze, up to 7th retired from the session. They've checked out for this part of qualifying and just going to have a little wait for Q2 in a few moments' time. So yeah, we're just looking at these guys. We've got Ramsell on a lap. We've got Chewy on a lap. We'll go with Chewy at the minute.
Ramsdale won't get to the line. He won't get to the line. Qualifying's over now, and that's it. He's out.
Yeah, he's out of qualifying. So Paul, I think that's it. I think we can. Well, I say that Paul wouldn't appreciate me saying that. Paul is on another lap, and he's just not getting the lines right for some of these corners. He's not got the flow of the circuit at the minute. So he's got to. He's still got to take almost 8/10 off his lap to even gain a place. He's got a long ways to go. A second to be in Q2, and I don't think he's going to be able to do it as he comes across the line. And he's out. So we've the 3 guys are out. Qualifying 1 is now over, so to speak. Obviously, there's still some guys out on track. We've got Flea about to come across the line. It doesn't really matter. It's more about prize. Goes 9th. He really did improve that time, and he's safely into Q2 at the minute. And Chewy's into the pits. We've got Sloth coming across the line. Goes 11th, improves on his time, and that is the end of qualifying. There are no other laps to be done, and now we're going to start getting into. We've gone from the Korma. We're going slightly spicier with a Masala in Q2. It is starting to hot up.
I am a big fan of a masala. Now you're making me hungry.
I like a Rogan Josh myself.
Oh, yeah.
Lamb Rogan Josh. It's very nice. So yeah, no, we're just waiting for the clock to tick down. We've got about 1:05 to wait. So we're just seeing some of these guys go around there, and it's over now anyway. So we're just waiting a few seconds for the the drivers to ready up, and we'll just go through. So yeah, Young Stinson takes first in Q1, and Droflas and Blaze close behind him in second and third. And the dropouts of this session are 16th for iStreams, who retired from the session early and wasn't able to set a better lap time in the JCB. We've got Ramsell in the BMW 17th, and Paul unfortunately quite a little way off the pace at the minute in 18th, but obviously don't have points in qualifying just for the race, so you've just got to have a little wait, and they'll be back in for the race in about 25 minutes time.
Yeah, so there's one driver from each team being eliminated, except for the Nintendo guys, if I'm correct. There's Q2 15 minutes with Q2. Top 10 go through, hopefully. There's a full 15. Unless the F1 game glitches on us, there should be 10 going into Q3. Hopefully, should be in for a bit of a good Q2.
Yeah, let's hope so. So we'll go through the formalities of Q2. So whatever you set your fastest lap on in qualifying 2, you start the race. So if you see some yellow banded tyres, the medium compounder tyre, that is because they want to start the race. And as we found out from Lee a few minutes ago, it is a full dry race, so we will see a mix up in tyre strategies, and towards the end of the race we're going to have some it's definitely going to be hot enough right towards the end, because we'll see some guys potentially trying to get into Q3, sorry, and they'll be going on to the softs towards the end, and it might cause everyone to go on the softs, which sometimes it does, especially as it seems like it was quite closely contested through Q1. It really is going to be interesting for the guys, especially for a position like P11, I think. Yestin, I think that's going to be a really valuable position in the midfield today.
Yeah, if you want to start P11, well, you win, because the drivers in front of you, especially, could be starting on the worst tyre in the soft. There's a couple of people who are going on the mediums. The benefit of the mediums is you start on a more a long-lasting tyre at the race, and you have an extra set of softs to use up in Q3 if you get through. Obviously, if you go on the mediums and don't finish in the top 10, you can start on wherever tyre you want. A little bit of luxury.
It is a little bit, and that's why we say 11th is a really a golden grid slot, just because of how valuable it is compared to the guys in front of you. So we've got Mad Scientist starting as he means to go on, starting Q1, sorry, with the first lap, now starting Q2 with the first driver on the lap for JCB. So yeah, car number 66, and we've got Andenge following behind him, and we've got a couple of other guys behind him as well. I think it's Drofdash, yeah, and we've got an MTV driver of Infamous Pillars. They're all on a little bit of a train here, yes?
Yeah, the trolley train is in the F1 game. Look at this. And yeah, obviously they just need to try their best to well, you could say they're trying their best to socially distance with each other in Formula 1 cars in this current climate, but
Mad Scientist goes wide. Sorry to cut you off. Mad Scientist goes wide and invalidates his lap time. So Andenge is next with the Swedish helmet, not the Swiss helmet. So we'll get that right this time. As he's coming into the final sector now.
Don't know how you managed to mix those two flags up. They're completely different.
It was more the word than the flag, and he's slowed down, which is interesting. So he's obviously got himself a little banker lap, Drofdash, all guns blazing, out on the medium. So he usually does a slow, soft lap to begin with, and I don't think he's done it today. He's just held to it and set quite a good lap with Andenge, obviously quite far behind because he slowed up towards the end of his lap. Just find some more LPE in the Jag, or the Palp Jag is in third position. Flea coming in fourth. I will check the. I didn't have it for Q1 because they always use the soft tyres in Q1. So we'll have the tyre strategies up for Q2. I forget they always turn them off every session. You have to turn them back on.
Yeah,
so,
you quickly turn them back on and remember what you used in the previous session.
Yeah, so yeah, Flea was on the mediums. We had Sloth on the softs. That sounds quite nice, doesn't it? Sloth on the softs. And yeah, so Sloth is on the softs in third position, and Matteo, the only American in this league, I believe, actually. So yeah, one of a kind actually here. Obviously, won't talk too much about it, but it had quite a big week in America. So it was a tiring week. I watched it pretty much all week. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I called her on Wednesday and yeah, tried to keep up with it.
I called it 3 months ago.
Poorly orange on the softs, it doesn't have a ring to it, but he's gone P2 on the red wall tyres.
There could have been some rather inappropriate jokes made there, but
yeah, I'm glad we couldn't have moved on to talk about the actual on-track action.
yeah, I was thinking about what you just said. No, don't worry, it's fine. It's already long qualifying's making me a bit mental. So there you go. It's the admin's fault.
You have to fill in the gaps.
And there's another one. And as we see, Andenge. As I don't know who someone who came across the line there was Blaze is in first position at the moment, but he has taken the soft option, and yeah, that is probably. Oh, it's Chewy. Yeah, he's out of this session. He definitely felt the force of that one, didn't he?
That was a chapel as well. I think just as he straightened up for the hanger straight, and he just lost it and went flying into a wall. It just wasn't nice, really.
No, that definitely wouldn't be too nice. As we've got infamous pillars. He says he's on soft tyres, but it's not. He's on mediums.
My graphic is showing mediums.
Yeah, it's just changed. I changed it to fitted and best, and now it's just changed back. But anyway, just some technical issues with Codemasters there, nothing new there. And infamous pillars going round, coming up to Luffield here, and just after Brooklands, and now round Woodcut onto the, as Justin said earlier on, the old start and finish straight up to the old turn 1. Just talking about that at the minute. Yes, Tim, what did you prefer? Did you prefer the old layout, or do you prefer this layout from, I think it was 2010 onwards, isn't it?
There's 2011 onwards, I believe, and the main complex of the start of the normal start on the straight wasn't built in 2011. It wasn't finished until 2012, I believe. I didn't get into Formula 1 until 2010, so I don't have much memories of the old layout. I've been really put into this one, but seeing various videos, I think the really old layout from 2000 in the mid 2000s, that's a personal favourite.
Yeah, it was definitely bridge corner, that sort of down the hill back up, and then round the right into Brooklands. As we still go around Brooklands and Luffield, but obviously we have this little infield. Now I can't remember all the corners names for the infield.
I don't think is there even corner names?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, I should have looked him up. I should slap myself on the wrist for that one. Yeah, I know the one before the Wellington Straight. Just as we'll go and find some other lap times going on as we're just chatting away. And then young Stinson, obviously our race winner from last time out. Is on the medium tyres and on a lap at the minute as he's coming down to Brooklands. Just talked about before with Brooklands and the old bridge corner. Just in the background would be of young Stinson there as he comes around Luffield at the moment, and down through Woodcut, which is easily flat these days, not even a corner anymore, and round Copse. Round Copse he comes, and now down to Maggots and Beckett's, probably the most exciting set of corners on the F1 calendar, as we saw there, just a little lift from Stinson, a little jab of the brakes for the right, now down the hanger straight. Interesting fact.
Kept it very narrow there.
He did keep it very narrow.
Kept it very narrow, he just went in a straight line instead of what you normally see with taking the diagonal approach on that. Back to
big lock up. Yeah, the big lock up there into the final couple of corners around Club and across the line. Third at the moment, fastest on the medium tyres. He's looking pretty handy there. And Alan is just set a soft lap 1:24.6, 2/10 off Blaze at the minute. As you said, I think this is going to be a really tight battle for getting into the top 10 and then for pole position. Next time out, as we have a yellow flag, in sector
I
3.
think that is because Blaze retired in the pit lane, and obviously
Ah,
sometimes they
oh,
give the yellow flag.
do apologise. I have a young Tibetan Terrier that loves to speak his mind a bit too loudly.
Oh, nothing wrong with a dog commentating over a Formula 1 race. I think
No.
should be used more in the Formula 1 community.
So yeah, I do apologise for that noise in the background, but can't help himself sometimes.
Yeah, you have to let a dog bark. Don't get why people complain. Back to the on-track action, LP's about to start a lap on the softs. This could potentially be his last run of qualifying. He's already set one lap of it.
Ooh, and he had... Sorry to cut in. That was... that looked like it could have been pretty close there. Round turn 2 with the Nintendo on pit exit.
I didn't quite
He's
see
invalidated.
that. Oh, he's cut turn 5.
Yeah, he cut the... It's, that one's called the loop, turn 5.
Oh, it is called the loop. Oh. That's just flat.
Oh no, sorry, it's not. The loop is turn 3. Turn 4. Aim tree is the loop.
That makes more sense.
What I said the loop was turn 5. Yeah, the loop is turn 4. I can't remember what turn 3 is. Do you know what? I keep saying I don't know what it is. We're in non-qualifying. I've got a mobile phone in front of me.
Nothing wrong with a gander and Google. It's another good alliteration.
A gander on Google. A propaganda.
Ah, right, well. Back to the on-track action.
Don't keep saying that.
Yeah, that's a recurring theme. Stinston's on another lap on the mediums. I don't really know why he's done that. Wouldn't he want to keep his tyres a little bit fresh for the Grand Prix? But there we are. He is going for tops.
Right, we got them. Turn 1 is Abbey.
Oh, as you say that, Stinton's gone for a spin at Cops. Yeah, no damage to the Nintendo car, but just might dent a little bit of confidence in him.
Yeah, that could be the case. So just to confirm with you, Abbey is turn 1, turn 2 is Farm, and turn 3 is Village, and Vale is the penultimate corner, and Goosehead Club is the final corner. And I think I know all the others anyway. I don't know about you. Those are the only ones I had a bit of a sticker off.
Run these tracks a little bit. Alright, I forgot about Farm and Village.
Yeah. So there we go. So now I've learnt that in my spare time in commentary. There we go. You've done something useful for Q2.
Done something productive today.
Yeah, done just something little. I would. And yeah, young Stinson is retired from the session. He's backed out as well. Polly Orange has also done the same. We've got 1 minute and 40 to go. We've got Infamous Pillars on a lap at the minute, coming around Cops once again, nicely flat through Cops, and took a nice bit of a curve on the outside to straighten up his exit. Maggots, Beckett's, a little lift, a little bit of a break, and then back on the power as early as possible. Try not to clip the grass on the left hand side. They're all taking shallow lines, these fast drivers. I think they know something we don't. And as he comes through into the final few corners of Vale and Club.
So Evil Hunter wasn't sat a lap in this qualifying session. Has started one with a minute to go, and he's going into turn 3.
Yeah, well, he's left it late, and we've got Lee rushing to get to the line as well. I'm not sure if he's going to make it, to be honest. That is very close with 35 seconds to go, and he's on the hanger straight. We'll keep an eye on that. And Dench just started a lap. Sloth is going really slow. I don't know why. He's obviously not setting a lap, and we'll see if some of the other guys got Mad Scientist rushing to start a lap.
We've missed out on a really bad pun about Sloth then, but I won't mention anything.
Yeah, he was being a bit sloth-like, wasn't he? And now he's held up Lee as well, which has been a bit of an issue. And Lee's just going to get there in time. And yeah, so we'll stick on board. We'll find some of the fastest laps now coming through at the end of the lap. So we've got a Jag by the looks of things. LPE is invalidated his lap time, so he is out of qualifying. We've got a BMW coming up front. We've got Evil Hunter, his one and only lap. He's left it to the last minute. Is it late? And will it be great? And we're just going to see him come across the line now through club. Comfortably.
Oh.
P2 on the soft tyres. So that was funny, that. It was on my screen. It was mediums he was on.
No,
That's
he was on the softs.
That was very strange. So we're just seeing now we've got another... we've got Andenge next up to see if he can get through into Q3, and we're going to have another BMW behind him. I think of All Shot Down. He goes 6th, puts driver at risk. Is All Shot Down now in 10th place, but he's just about to set a lap time. Doesn't improve, and Mad Scientist is invalidated his lap time. We've got Liam, who's next up, and then Flea will be the final runner of this this qualifying session. And yes, we're going to see if Liam Sloth can set a lap time, a decent lap time to get him out. And he goes 9th, going to Lee, and he's down in 14th place. I think he was slightly compromised, but I think he wants the fresh set in the race, so he's just got to sit out that part of Q3, and yeah, we'll get underway in a few seconds with the top 10.
Well, that was exciting.
That was pretty good.
Jan Stinson was actually not that far away from being knocked out. He ended the session down in P8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Droftas takes first place in Q2, Blaze second, and third was Evil Hunter. And the guys eliminated from this session, or ladies, we don't know actually, it was All Shot Down, Mad Scientist, LPE, Flea, and Chewy.
Yeah, need to find someone to fill this part. Just gotta wait for Q3 now. That's it. Nothing else to talk about.
No, well, we are just having a little wait. Obviously, we're just about to start now. It's not a 5-minute break like it is in real life. Just quickly into it now. Just got to load into the session. So yeah, 10 drivers, 12 minutes. Comfortably 2 laps. Some tracks you can do 3 in Q3. Austria would be one of those I could think of. Would be quite comfortable to do it. But yeah, this track's a bit too long, so we'll see one go. We'll probably see them all come out in a group on the first run, and it'll be a little bit of a mix up on the second. I think there'll be an interval of about 2 or 3 minutes between some of the drivers. So we're seeing some
predict who will be on pole.
Well, Droftas was on pole last time, and Total Peace is not here today. Stinson won. Aylin could be up there. Evil Hunter. There's 5 of them. I'm going to go a little bit outside. Actually, I'm going to go Blaze. I'm going to go Blaze takes pole. He hasn't been on the top, but he seems to have quite good pace on his lap. So that's what I'm going to go for. I'm going to go for Blaze. I like this little prediction we do in Q3. Should put money on it, really.
I shall give you my prediction in about 11 minutes. No, I might put my neck out on the line as well. I'm gonna say Paulie Orange might surprise us in this session, and he might get up there. But my pole sitter is gonna be. I think it'll be Evil Hunter.
Yeah, okay. I think the surprise of the session might be Sloth. Where he comes, he might be a bit higher than we think. But we'll see about that one as well. That's another little prediction.
He's going to be quite quick for a Sloth.
For a Sloth, he's going to be quick, yeah.
Phenomenal.
So, so we're seeing some of the guys now. We'll try and pick up the. Obviously, it can't be. It can't be the Mad Scientist, the first one out of the time, as he's not into this session. So we've got JCB driver up first. Droftas is our first man to start a lap As I said, pole last time out. We're not predicting he'll be on pole today, but I'm sure he would like to prove us wrong as he starts the lap and comes up to turn 1, also known as Abbey, as we just found out. Farm and through Village. Village will be the most interesting place to watch in lap 1. The first serious braking zone of the lap, and it is definitely a 2x2 corner. 3 does not go into 3 don't go into 1 in turn 3. As we're coming around now, obviously he's purple sector 1 as he's the first driver on track, but that may stay the same for the time being as he comes around Luffield, the old penultimate corner, and round Woodcut, which isn't even a corner anymore. So he takes a really tight line. All these guys at the top, I've noticed, are taking really tight lines through corners, which you wouldn't think would actually improve their time, but they obviously know something a little different.
Yeah, I just want to say that I can't remember what driver we just mentioned in the bar. Jottas. Well, Pillars is in front of him on track. He'll be the first one to cross the line as easy as he can.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was Jottas. My mistake.
No. Here comes Pillars, and he set a 124.6. So that puts him on pole. Obviously, like the US election, he must be on this count to be stopped. But we won't delve into that.
Hey, I wonder if anyone's running 46 today.
Yeah, this one to look out for.
As Evil Hunter, your prediction for pole is in second at the minute. Orange 4th. We've still got some guys out on laps. We've got Stinson, our last time out race winner. Done a purple middle sector, it says on the screen, but sometimes not stressed. Blaze, my predicted pole sitter, goes pole position at the moment. Provisional pole at the moment
by nothing. By literally nothing.
By absolute.
That shouldn't be pole for Blaze.
That shouldn't be, actually, no. It should technically, and young Stinson, it doesn't matter about Blaze and Droftas, because young Stinson is knocked out of the park and knocked him by a 10th or so, and yeah, that's told you it's gonna be very close for pole position. There are only a few tenths between 1st and 6th at the moment. Alan on a lap at the minute. And Denge just started a lap, so Alan is the, I believe, unless some guys are on a lap again, which I don't think they are.
I think Denge just started one. But...
Yeah, and Denge is on a lap, but I think Alan's going to be the next man to cross the line as he's coming down the Hanger Straight. Obviously called the Hanger Straight in reference of this track being a old World War II RAF base back in the 1930s and 40s. But back to 2020, Alan coming around club, coming across the line, goes 4th. So very close between him and Evil Hunter and Infamous Pillars at the moment. Only a 10th or just over a 10th separating the 3 of them. So we've got Sloth still in the pits. Maybe he's only got one set of fresh tyres to use and he wants to do the 1 lap, but the Pulp Jaguar team is coming down the back straight at the minute, the Hanger Straight through into the loop and through Vale and into Club as he goes quite wide, looking not to get an invalidation, and then she goes 8th at the minute, very close to Matteo at the moment, and Sloth just coming out pretty slow to come out of the pits. Hey, Eston.
Yeah.
Not out of character.
Well, he's sped up a bit now as he's on that left. Mostly he wants to keep his tyres and brakes in the optimal conditions as he's going in the so-called gap.
Yes. So he's he's got his one only lap and he's going to have a free track to himself, which I think is quite sensible, but the only thing is the track does ramp up towards the end, so it is preferable to cross the line with seconds to spare, especially if you've only got one run to do. But it's everyone's preference, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. It's just Bloff might think the track might not improve, and he felt your own ball, and that'll be amazing to see.
As we're just waiting now, so we've got a couple of minutes, about a minute and a half to 2 minutes before we probably start seeing most or all of the guys who are left in the pits at the moment. 8 guys in the pits, and then rushing back, and I'm sure he'll be able to get another lap in. Yeah, he's got plenty of time to get back in to do another lap. So we're going to see Andenj. So we're probably going to see 9 drivers coming out now, as we see Matteo, first guy to bite the bullet, and he's going to be the first guy of these 8 who are going to set laps in just a few moments' time. But we'll go back to Sloth at the minute, because he's just started his one and only lap in Q3, and let's see how he does round the loop and up through Aintree and now down Wellington Straight, and he's got a car on his left hand side, Nintendo, but he gets one out of the way, takes purple sector 1. I don't know if that is a real tallying or not, because sometimes it is a little bit dodgy, the map timing screen on the right hand side, so sometimes we don't always listen to that, as he takes a big cut of woodcut and doesn't get a invalidation for it, so he knows something others don't, and through Cops he goes. Maggots.
That's Chapel. Straightens up the higher straight. 3 minutes left of the session. The game says he's got a purple middle sector, yet we will find out if that is true when he crosses the line, going from Stoke. So he doesn't run wide, which he's done well there, into the old chicane. Make sure he doesn't jump on the curves, which he doesn't. And then last corner is club, make sure you don't jump on the curb, and there's a lap, and there's a 25-1.
So
within
close.
A tenth of the 8.
Yeah, within a tenth. So as we said, midfield battle and top 6 battle is super close, and I think it's going to be a fight between the 3 for the top 3. To be honest, but I say that Alan, Evil, only 2 tenths off P2 and P3, and 3 tenths off first. Yeah, within 2 tenths, and obviously we've got Infamous and Paulie Orange very close behind them also, and there's the battle for 8th place at the moment, but obviously only two guys can partake in this battle, unless Sloth tries to have a go again. He has got the time, I just don't know if he has the fuel. Obviously he doesn't. Yeah, well, sometimes you do improve if you made a big mistake. You don't know. Yeah. He has filled up his ERS. Now, I mean, he can do a cooldown lap here and go again if he wants to. But I say it depends if he's got a fuel. So you see a lot of guys on outlaps. Matteo is going to stay 9th because he's invalidated. Yeah, so that's someone else. So now we're going to look. We've got this big gaggle of cars now, all ready to start the lap. So we'll try and find the leader if we can. So we've got some of these guys coming around here. We've got Evil Hunter. They're all so close together. I'm not too sure who's the first.
I think it is Blaze in P2. Blaze. Oh no, it's not. It is Jotas. Blaze is like the leader of the mini train. Jotas is up in front.
Yeah, so we've got Evil Hunter behind him, then Andenj behind him, then Paulie Orange behind him, and Infamous Pillars, and then Alan running at the back of this pack. Okay, so this is going to be interesting. So Droftas just starting the lap. We've got a backup on in sector 3 at the minute, because these guys are all just giving each other a little bit of space, but they need to crack on with it because there's only 20 seconds to go in the session. So some of these guys like Alan needs to really get on with it. And Young Stinson also. I don't think Young Stinson's going to make it. It's going to be tight. He's going to have about 3 seconds spare.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah, so 4 seconds spare. So yeah, we'll go back with Droftas. So Droftas is on a lap. Sloth is in P10. Matteo is on a lap also. He's having another go. and I think he's going to be the first guy to cross the line actually. So we'll stick with Matteo. He is on a lap. He's got nothing to lose, only something to gain in this session now if he can do it. And he's coming down into the Vale and about to come around Club for the final time in qualifying.
Here he comes.
Big mistake there, and he goes 8. So we've got Droftas is next. And he invalidates.
Oh.
So
Blaze.
What can Blaze do next? And we've got Alan behind him, I think, as well. Or oh no, we haven't got Evil Hunter behind him.
That's Evil.
Yeah, so got Evil behind him. So let's see what Blaze can do. And
he's improved.
He is improved, but he hasn't improved enough. Alan crosses the line 7th. Evil Hunter crosses the line 4th. So we've only got young Stinson is left, and Alan, his teammate. So we'll see if Stinson. I don't think he's had a good exit.
Alan's pulled out of it,
and he's yeah. See if he can steal it from him. I don't know where he came.
I think he
came 7th. Yeah. So young Stinson, our race winner at Singapore, is our pole sitter in Silverstone. So pole position for young Stinson for the first time in Formula 4. Infamous Pillars in 2nd, 3rd is Blaze, 4th is Droftas, 5th Evil Hunter, 6th Paulie Orange, 7th Alan and Denge, 8th, 9th Matteo, and 10th is Sloth. And thanks very much for the help there, Yogi, as well. My dog, appreciate that.
Yeah, so the top 8 within 4/10 of each other, which is a bit interesting.
It is interesting. That is going to be super interesting for the race, I think, and especially with the midfield pack as well. I think we're going to see far more overtakes than we did last week. It was a good race last week, but I think people were just being a little bit cautious, it being the first race as well as it being Singapore and wanting to get to the checkered flag. So yeah, we're just waiting for the guys to from 11th to 18th. We're just waiting for them to sort out their tyre strategies. But I suppose you can change tyre strategies in the top 10, but you can't start on a different set from Q2. Yes, we're just waiting for them to do little tweaks to their tyre strategies, fuel, setup, etc.
So Stinson's going to be starting on the mediums, isn't he? Because that's the tyre he set his Q2 lap in.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, we'll see the full tyre range in 10 seconds time or thereabouts, as we'll put the tyre strategies up in a minute, and or in a few seconds even. So we're just waiting now, and we'll be getting underway now, as we see them now about to obviously perform their formation lap, and obviously we always do that. Make sure to get their tyres warmed up. So yeah, we'll have a little look at the tyre strategies. Couldn't do it at a worse time, could he? And
yeah, now it's not the time. I hope he shoves up between the end of the formation lap. As saying that, it does look very overcast. As drivers obviously on their formation lap, there's enough brake temperatures and tyre temps into their tyres and brakes, obviously. Maybe you'll see a lot of weaving going round, especially the straights. There's run down the grid, got Stinson on pole, Pillars P2. Blaze is in 3rd in the BMW. Doraf in 4th, which is in the JCB. Evil Hunter in 5th, a good performance from Evil Hunter, comparing they started his Q2 lap with seconds ago. Orange in P6 in the JCB. Alum in 7th, and then in 8th. Rato in 9th, and Sloth runs out the top 10. There's drivers just getting through the lap. Make sure you don't spin on the formation lap, which would be quite an embarrassing thing to do.
It definitely would. I spun out on a safety car under the safety car yesterday at Russia. That was pretty embarrassing.
Are you George Russell in disguise?
Yes, I am George Russell. Oh, I wish. and I wish I could have that life. Yeah, so we're just about to get ready. I've tried to get the dog to be quiet. Had a discussion with him. I think he understands. And
that will help it one bit. If not, it'll make it worse.
Probably make it worse. So we're just waiting for the guys to form up on the grid. Obviously 18 drivers out of 20 tonight. One reserve, almost two full houses on 2 teams, and 3 for 2 others. So yeah, just waiting now and see how young Stinson can do from pole positions. We're just waiting now. Unfortunately, I can't see the lights. As there we go, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And we're away here in Silverstone, and it looks like Stinson got a good start off the line with Infamous Pillars coming up behind him, and he goes really wide there, Stinson, through turn 1, round to turn 2. This is the interesting point, and Blaze making it up a place into second place at the minute, and there's a little bit of a tussle towards the back of the pack here, and we've got some Jaguars and JCVs fighting it out through Aintree and down the Wellington Straight, as we've got Stinson trying to hold off Blaze for the lead at the minute. Big lock up for Stinson there when we were on board with Blaze, and round Luffield at the minute. It looks like they're all nice and tidy at the front through Luffield, and the race is really on now. And a few guys made up some places on this first lap, but Mad Scientist made it 3 places into the top 10 at the minute, as we still see Blaze right on the back of young Stinson. And it was a pretty good clean start there, wasn't it? Yes, then.
Yeah, someone who hasn't a good start is Chewy. He went from 15th to 18th, and it doesn't look like he's got front wing damage either, so you can't put the excuse on that. As he is behind Ramsdale, actually, he could make an overtake down the Hanger Straight, and which should be easy. Ramsdale's on the mediums. I apologise for calling him Ramsdale. I just thought of the one of the goalkeepers in the championship. But only myself to blame. As we end lap 1, start lap 2. It's a glitch saying that Dorath is leading the Grand Prix when he isn't.
It seems to do
common
that.
occurrence in the Formula 1 game.
Yeah, as we see Droftas actually, even though he says he's in second, he's not. He's having a fight with a BMW at the minute. We've got some little glitchy errors going on here. Don't really know what's going on actually. Everyone's ghosting on my screen.
Hang on, we might have missed an overtake for the league. Blaze looks to be in front of Stinson. We've missed that. I'm
sorry about this. We're having real problems with the graphics at the minute. Yeah, we have. I'm really sorry. We've missed the overtake for the lead due to some graphical issues into lap 1. It does usually seem to happen always in this game. So we've got Blaze now in the lead. Obviously, we don't know what sort of overtake it was, but I'm sure he's satisfied with overtaking into first place at the minute. And we've got a lot of the guys on soft tyres actually. Young Stinson's one of the only guys on the medium tyres in the top 10 at the minute, and he's really trying to home in on Blaze at the minute, as we see Droftas having a move on Evil Hunter around the outside and down into the Vale, and Evil Hunter looking to make looking down the inside of Droftas, but nothing doing there. But he is right on the gearbox of that JCV, as we see him now fly through turn 1 and round turn 2 of Farm into 3, the first braking zone of the lap. And Infamous Pillars in third. We got young Stinson really harassing Blaze at the minute. Had a big lock up into the loop, and now he's gonna see if he can have a go at making a move into Beckett's into Brooklyn's, and round Luffield we go now, and he's still right on the back, and he's not had a move yet, the number 14 car.
Someone who hasn't had a good start is Poorly Orange. He was down in 13th behind the all shot down, but he has made the move back as Flea.
Yeah, it makes a bigger.
He
definitely did indeed.
The first of the time penalties goes to Infamous Pillars with 3 seconds. Might to see a few of those tonight, as Streams and LP pick up some as well. As Stinson looks quite close to the back of Blaze here. Could he potentially go for a move then? Maybe let's go. I think he's just too far behind, but he is well in his gearbox. And hopefully, for the Nintendo team, Stinson can get past the BMW. His LP picks up a second penalty in one lap.
That's not good. As you can see, we've got a 4-car train for the lead at the minute, and yeah, and as you can see, it's 4 different teams. So this is really interesting for constructors and, of course, drivers. Also, obviously, young Stinson.
Yeah, bin off Formula 1. This is the action what they need. 4 different cars in the top 4. This is the entertainment we need.
And talking about entertainment, young Stinson trying to make some entertainment for us here, trying to go around the outside of Blaze into Brooklands, and as we come round Luffield at the moment, he's still being held off by Blaze. Obviously, Blaze on the optimal tyre at the minute, but that is soon to change. We see Flea and Ice Streams having a little battle around Luffield at the minute, and Flea coming off the best at the minute, but Ice Streams is looking to make a move down the inside. Obviously Flea on the mediums, and Paul having a good view of this battle, and it goes wide, and Flea takes back the position, takes back 14th place, and Chewy is making a move on Paul. I think Paul's had an incident. He has indeed. Is that going to bring out a VSC or a safety car?
Yes,
VSC.
Oh, that's come at a great time for Blaze.
And Flea's made an and Flea's had an incident as well. Flea was facing the wrong direction in the Formula 4 car.
Young Stinson was just about to get the move done for the lead, and as the VSC came out, people are using the VSC to get and Paulie Orange.
But is it going to be out for very long? Obviously, Paul's facing the right direction now, and it's probably going to be ending very, very shortly. Obviously, Stinson trying to stay on the back of Blaze as best he can at the moment, but we'll just see what happens when the lights go green and we can get back racing again.
I think we could get away with this. I'm not too sure. It'll be very touch and go. See if they can. And then will. Oh, just unlucky for Paulie Orange there. He loses a little bit of time. But, we're back. That's green flag racing. Paul will be miles behind with that change of front wing and the pit stop. Meanwhile, up in front, it's the same 4, all squabbling for the lead.
Yeah, so Blaze still holding out in first at the moment as we're coming down to the great Maggots and Beckett's, and yeah, brilliant set of corners. Really in real life, obviously, real strain on the old neck and really the whole of your body. A real roller coaster ride through there, and they're coming down the old hanger straight at the minute, and no one looking to make a move. Drofas just falling off the back of these front 3 just a tiny bit, but he can afford to do so, as these guys will be slowing each other down. Really, that's kind of what a train does. And Evil having a big Tokyo drift through the Vale, and was able to keep it, as we see a nice midfield battle hotting up as well. A big truly train of a midfield battle here, and Ice Streams into the pits. We've got a few we've got all shot down on his own. LPE at the back of this train from 5th to 10th. There's a train of 5 cars, and they're all separated by around a second or so. We've obviously got young Stinson having a big lock-up into Brooklands, and not losing any time though, but he will be losing tyre wear if he keeps that up. Yes, Tim?
Yeah, and you need to get those mediums quite far into the race, much more than what the soft runners need to do. So that will not help Stinson at all, as he's maybe the dirt the air might be affecting him. Might need to get into the lead of this Grand Prix if he really wants to pull ahead and win the race for Nintendo team, but see if he can do someone's LP because of a 3rd penalty.
Oh, and that's very close between the top 2. Blaze going very defensive, and there was a little bit of a double move from the pair of them, but luckily no one came off. No one came off the track, and Stinson takes the lead on the medium tyres. Our race winner from last time out. Can he make it 2 in a row here at Silverstone with the fastest lap to boot? And he's really looking comfortable now. and in a really
Blaze.
comfortable position.
Blaze could be a little bit rattled with that. He picked up a penalty, and Dorath overtook Pillars for third. So we missed that as the overtake for the lead was occurring. As Stinson gets another lockup on the mediums. Yeah.
Yes. So he is really struggling with that trail braking, and causing quite big lockups on turning into corners. Let's just hope he gets that under control, because that will really affect his race later on into the race, because he'd preferably like to go, if this is a one-stop medium to soft, that's what you want to do. But if you keep those sort of things up, it'll be more like a medium and hard strategy, and as you can probably guess, that is actually a slower overall race pace. As we
Chewy having a bit of a scrap for P12. Flea run really wide at left field there. Just wanted to say those two are getting a little bit close to each other.
Yeah, well, Flea has to fight hard today. He's the only driver for Formula 4 today. Obviously, got their own team and only got one reserve. And Lee's first race, along with Chewy as well. Actually, I think it's Chewy's first race as well. So two. Obviously, Flea was with me last week in the commentary box. He's now out on track this week, and we'll see if Chewy can have a pop at Lee. But
where's Gio when you need him in the reserve team? I think he would do a solid job.
Yeah, and talking about doing solid jobs and on-track action, Matteo is having a fight with Sloth. Sloth is slowing up just a little bit, and Matteo's prepared to pounce on that 7th position.
Yeah, Sloth lost the back end there, and could be a little bit vulnerable. Maybe Matteo needs to use a bit of that ERS he's got in his pocket. Yeah, Evil Hunter maybe under pressure from Elam, but he's doing well in P5. Slightly falling behind the top 4, but I don't think that'll worry him. I don't think he really wants to battle for the lead. He's in a completely different pot for those people. Yeah, there's obviously Blaze is a quicker driver. You could say he's the #1 driver, so Evil will be happy with the P5 at the moment.
Yeah, he definitely should be, but these guys, it's going to get really interesting. Blaze really needs to get past Stinson to have any shot, and saying that, he's dived in early, as well as Drossas. They've both come in really early, and that's very interesting. Lap 8, I thought it would have gone a little bit longer than that, but there you go. I feel like they're going to go on to the hard tyre, and Evil Hunter also into the pit. So pit lane open now for the medium tyres. They've ducked in a lap early to get the undercut, and we'll see what Blaze can do. Long old pit lane here at Silverstone.
I keep thinking, as Blaze and Evil were teammates, I thought there'd be a double stack and there's something gone wrong. But obviously, with these multiplayer cars, you
don't know which one.
Is your teammate.
Yeah, you don't. That is obviously the thing we can't control. Obviously, Paul still at the back doing the long game on the hard tyres. He's going to go to the end of this race. He's hoping and praying that the racing gods will bring him a safety car in the near future. We'll go back. So Lee is now up into P9 after those pit stops. All shot down 8th. We still got a few of these guys at the front. We got Pillars falling a little bit behind Stinson as he goes a little bit deep into the corner there in Beckett. And LPE racking up these penalties. He needs to be really careful about this, because he could get disqualified if
That's
he
his
is.
fourth, I believe.
Yeah, if he's not careful. We're almost. We're not even at. We're at about a third race distance, and he's racked up a lot of penalties. Pillars has responded to the other two guys of the top 4, and Alan has also responded as well. Matteo also. So we're going to keep an eye on these guys. Obviously, these medium runners are going to run through and stay out. People like All Shot Down and Flea. Mad Scientist is having a battle with LPE, and the Mad Scientist goes through into turn 1, and they're scrapping it out, and Mad Scientist cuts right across in front of LPE, and I think that was a little bit risky from Mad Scientist, but we've had no on-track collisions yet, so it's good to see. We're going to see LPE respond to the Mad Scientist, as we see them now. And LP goes down the inside. Oh, and he goes deep into the corner. And Mad Scientist, I don't really know what happened there. He sort of cut him off into the corner, and LP needs to just be slightly careful with his strategy. And Stinson comfortably ahead by 8 seconds. Obviously, these are the guys, and he's not racing with for the lead. Paulie Orange is ahead of Droftas, which is interesting to see.
But obviously Droftas is pitted, isn't he?
Oh, of course, yeah. Paulie Orange is not pitted yet. He started on the hards, yeah. And
Orange has pitted. I take that back. Obviously, he pitted under the virtual safety car, didn't he?
He did indeed. So that has brought him.
I do apologise.
That's brought him right back into play, isn't it?
And Edge, he's behind Blaze. All of a sudden, he's in the net P3 somehow.
This is that VSC could be a god. Yeah, as we see LPE and Mad Scientist, they're all in the pits together. So this is going to be a pit exit battle. I don't know if they're going to come out. As we see the medium one-stop strategy coming up again, is now open, and yeah, Blaze still trying to hunt down young Stinson, who hasn't pitted yet, nor is all shot down. Flea is up into third, but he's not pitted as of yet, so we can ignore that just for a minute. I'll just change the graphic for a minute to stop. So who have we had stop? We've had the top three have not stopped. Blaze is the first person to stop, so let's just see what happens there. I think he it's going to be close between him and Stinson for the lead when they come out, but obviously Stinson will probably be trying to go onto those softs towards the end of the range. And Denge has obviously stopped, and Paulie Orange, they've got themselves in a tidy position for a podium here, or at least a fight for a podium, and they're on the hard tyres. They're going to have to go a little bit longer, and they're going to have to try and stick with people like Droftas, his teammate, and Denge will want to hold him up as much as he can.
Maybe a little bit of teamwork going on, yeah. Evil Hunter just went past Ramsell very easily, and it looks like the latter is doing a sterling job of keeping Elam in front of him. As a bit of a loose moment there for the Nintendo. Ramsell did lag a little bit on my screen, but that caught me by surprise. I thought someone was happening there. But meanwhile, Blaze holding up Blaze, so the reserve car is just doing it for pride now, no one else. He's not doing it to annoy anyone, he's just doing it for himself. But Blaze has the better run and should be in P3, yes he is.
Yeah, but of course, Flea is now going to have DRS back on Blaze, so even if he doesn't make a move, he's going to, or attempt to make a move, he's going to have that DRS assistance for this lap, which is not going to hurt him.
Yeah, they'll help him. We'll just keep him in touch with Blaze for a little bit. As it is mediums who obviously hasn't pitted yet, same as also down in Stinson who's in the lead, and obviously we'll just make sure just to keep them in the tabs of things. So he's still there. Anyway, LP and Mad Scientist are still going at this time for 14th. As well, Scientist does go for a little bit of a switch. Looks to the inside at Luffield. They have to give each other room. Maybe LP might have cut him off a little bit. I think Mad Scientist will be happy with that. But, LP in the Jaguar stays in front for now.
And yeah, we've got a close fight towards the back as well with Chewy and Ice Dreams. Paul, sadly, is unfortunately quite far away behind the rest of the pack at the minute, but obviously we could have a safety car later on into this race, so things could change as we see Matteo and Sloth having a little battle in at the end of the hanger straight down into the Vale.
Yeah, Matteo went for a look, but he didn't fancy the move. Yeah, it's all quiet. I think Ramsell has done his job. He's behind Elam now, who's obviously in the seat of Evil Hunters. He lost a little bit of time to do that. And, the scrap for fifth here, which could lead for a scrap for fourth. If Dorak can keep up, we've got Dorak, Fanjay, Fully Orange, Pillars. Could save Evil Hunters in the mix, but he's a little bit far behind. There's a nice little scrap going on here for P4. With Flea wasn't pitted. Meanwhile, up in front, Stinston is leading by 19.5 seconds to Allshot, who's got a 6-second lead to Blaze. That's cut down a couple of seconds over the last few laps, so they have to be wary of that. Can Stinston hit and come out in front of Blaze? If not, you will have the fresher tyres, so it would be advantage Stinston as he starts lap 14 out of 26. This race is kind of gone by a little bit.
Sorry, just cut in. I think Droftos is about to make a move on Lee, and he's just go for a look down the inside, but he backed out of it. And obviously Flea, I think Flea's going to fight hard for this. It's his first appearance, and I think he's going to have to try and make an impression. And as Droftos tries to go around the outside, and Flea makes a little mistake there, and he loses a couple of places. And Denge is now going to be vulnerable to Paulie Orange. And these two pitted earlier under the VSC. Now they're fighting out together for a high, fifth place, fourth place. We don't really know just yet. And this is it's really interesting to see. Big lock up for Paulie Orange. Flea still not too far behind, not pitted in this race yet, and Flea's looking good at the moment. So we won't be getting some high points from starting quite far back on this strategy, as we see Orange and Denge going down the inside, and they're giving each other enough space, and Denge's going to try and go around the outside of Luffield, reminiscent of Norris and Ricardo, and he doesn't make the move stick, but they're coming around Woodcote now, and Orange still in the lead of this battle for 5th place.
Yeah, so Andes picks up a penalty at the exit of Cops there. Meanwhile, nothing to report up in front.
Infamous.
So Blaze is closing the gap on his teammate. Obviously, they're not teammates in game, but they are teammates.
Infamous Pillars is gonna look to make a move on Flea as well. Flea is really the cork at the bottom, and he's gone round. I think I was a bit optimistic going around the outside there.
Yeah, going around the outside of Stowe isn't a good thing to do, because you won't know what the car on the inside will do in terms of the exit. So
yeah,
that's unfortunate.
That is unfortunate. I'm sure the stewards will have a look at that later on, but I'm not too sure as Evil dives down the inside and a Village. But Lee is still there. What great battling from Lee. I told you he's going to want to make an impression, and he certainly has at the minute. And that was an absolutely fantastic move running outside of Hunter. Lee in the reserve car is not making it easy. He's only the man on the Formula 4 team at the minute, and he's now got Alan behind him. He's really fallen back now, but I think he's having a bit of fun out there with these top runners.
Yeah, ever since that mistake, that has gone backwards. So we can do with Elam, yeah, this could be another heroic battle as they go into Cops. Blaze is within 2 seconds of Allshot, so expect to see them two getting a little bit close to each other unless Allshot moves out of the way and goes into the pits. LP another penalty. That's up to, I think that's up to 21 seconds now, which is quite a lot in racing terms. There's another lock-up for Stinson as Allshot does come in.
Yeah, I think this is yeah, I was going to say Lee is also in the pits now, so we'll see how far back he drops. Mad Scientist making a move on Ramsau. These two are having a battle for some of the final points. Some of the final points, you say? Yeah, we race to the last point on the grid. Every driver gets a point in this league, and the top 10 doesn't really matter here. And yeah, every position has a point, and a point to prove, shall I add. Mad Scientist up to 12th at the minute, and we're still looking. Blaze is 24 seconds behind Stinson. Stinson's going to come out, looks like as it stands, neck and neck with Blaze, and I'm guessing this is going to be the lap, Yestin, that he's going to pit.
Well, I hope so. I want to see what happens. I haven't got all day. There's only 26 laps in this Grand Prix. So
and here he goes.
And he's coming in. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Double lock up to make sure those tyres will not be used again.
So if Blaze doesn't know, he may know. There may be teammates in this race. We don't really know. You don't really know who your teammate is, as we said in game. So
could be a teammate in game.
I think this is going to be close. He's just having his tyres done now. He's now left the box. We've got Blaze coming down into the Vale now. I think Stinson might just get this, but it is going to be close. This is going to be very close, Justin.
I'm going to say Blaze. It's going to be close. It is going to be the BMW.
It is the BMW. He is taken. And Droftas as well. That is not done well for Stinson. He's got a lot of work to do now, because I tell you what, Droftas is not going to want to give up his second place. Second place last time out, second place this time is still a very, very good result.
Stinson's on far fresher tyres, so in theory it shouldn't be hard for a brand new set of softs to overtake a used set of mediums. By the end of the race, I don't know, will those softs reach is the important question, or will they be graded near the end of the Grand Prix?
They may be, but as Blaze has got a comfortable margin at the minute. LP again really needs to be careful. I don't know how many it is now. We've got to be up into the high teens on penalties now for seconds at least.
I think we've reached 24 seconds worth of time. If I've been counting correctly. There's Stinson's in DRS to Dorak. He's slowly getting closer. That will help him in his pursuit to win this British Grand Prix. He's within half a second at least now.
And there's some battling going on. Yeah, Evil Hunter and Alan are fighting away. Evil Hunter making a move on Alan and moving up to 6th place. 7th is Alan, Infamous Pillars and Sloth in the MTV cars, the two highest MTV cars. Not such a good showing for these drivers, and they've only I think it is only the two of them tonight, isn't it? Yep.
Evil Hunter and Alan remind me of Seb Vettel and Kimi Räikkönen in real life Formula 1. They're both very close to each other in this race. Meanwhile, Stinson having a look at Dorak. This should be a move for P2, and it is.
And now he's got to hunt down Blaze, but obviously he's got to do it as quick as he can, because those tyres are going to drop like a rock at some point, and he's going to run out of grip, and those mediums they're going to balance out with each other in a few laps time, and more than likely the mediums in the last couple of laps are going to be the stronger tyre. So Stinson needs to get on with it now. This is an aggressive fight for the lead now that he's going to have to make, but he's still got Droftas behind him. If Droftas can stay reasonably close, he's still got a chance in this race. We're just going to have to see what happens in the next few laps.
I just want to say that Stinson hasn't got a penalty, but Blaze has. So obviously, as it stands, if the race were to finish now, if they did stop the count, Stinson would win, and Blaze would have to pull about 1.5 seconds. But that gap has degraded big time. Stinson with a new fast lap for the Grand Prix 26.4.
Oh, and that's said. And of course, we didn't actually say it at the end of Q3. Stinson's got his points for pole position as well, and he's just got fastest lap, and he could be maximum point scorer. He could get the full house in Formula 4 for the second in his second weekend. He's looking like he might be a real powerhouse for the season, and this is going to be a really good fight for the next 20 races after this one.
Yeah, it's looking good for him so far. Constructors wise, I think JCB are having a really good week, a really good day here. 3rd and 4th with Dorak and Fully Orange, who's got Andedge all behind him in the Jag. That's a really good weekend for JCB. Meanwhile, Stinson has closed massively. He's within DRS.
He's within DRS, and he's within touching distance of that first place. And I said Blaze has got a penalty, so he's just going to have to hope and pray that he can keep him behind, which I don't think is too likely. But if Stinson does little mistakes like that, he could easily slam into the wall, as he was quite lucky to get away with that little kick of oversteer on the exit.
Nothing wrong with a kick of oversteer, just to excite the commentators, though.
Yeah, as you said, he's now right on the back, and in the words of Daniel Ricciardo, I think Blaze is vulnerable, and I think Stinson's going to like him vulnerable as well. and he's going to take the lead here, I think, into Brooklyn. So I think he's just going to back off and wait. He's got plenty of time. He doesn't even need to do it. He doesn't even have to do it this lap if he doesn't want to. He can just pressure Blaze even to make a mistake.
Stinson just needs to either wait or lift the stamp and send it. I think of a phrase. Yeah, he could just wait behind Blaze and just take P2 on track, but win the Grand Prix. That would be controversial. But no, I think he should be able to get over past him.
I think he's probably going to do it now. I don't know how Blaze is low on battery. Low on battery, Stinson is not, and I think this is look at him tormenting him. He knows he's going to lose this race, and he doesn't even bother going for a move. I think he's just and LPE is out of the race. VSC virtual safety car, and
that's the wrong time for Blaze.
And I'm surprised Droftas didn't go in. I'm surprised some of these guys have not gone in and put the soft tyres on, to be honest. I am really surprised.
Maybe they think
drive-through penalty, speeding under VSC for Paul. This has really been a horrific day for Paul in the final position. We only lost our first car into lap 21 of this race, which I think is a real achievement from the Formula 4 guys as we go racing again.
Back underway. This is an opportunity for Blaze to keep himself in front. He's extended the lead actually by a couple of tenths. Maybe the drivers who didn't come in might have thought that the VSC would have ended too soon, so they would have lost a lot of position. So they thought staying out was just the better idea. But Simpson is really gaining now. It's inevitable that he looks like to win this Grand Prix, barring any mistakes.
Or any penalties, of course. He's not going to be messing. He'll kick himself for messing around here at the minute if he gets a penalty. Because as I said, his tyres are going to start going off. As you see, Blaze taking a very different line to young Stinson through Maggots and Beckett's there, and I think that's it. He's decided not to play with his food for any longer, and now he's just took the catch and took it home, and he's definitely he's taking his cake and eating that one, and looking like he's going to take a second win in a row here in Formula 4 here at Silverstone, and really good showing from Stinson once again. And obviously to go back to Orange and Andenge for this strategy from the VSC, I'm surprised they didn't jump in the pits actually when the VSC came out and put the softs on. I mean, maybe it's a bit of a risk. Maybe it is a little bit of a risk.
The VSC came in as Blaze was next to the pit lane, and it came out and Blaze with the extra at turn 4, so I don't think it would have been enough for those drivers to come in, change tyres, drive out very slowly, and come out on the track. So that's why they think. I think they must have thought, well, that's not enough time for them to come in and change some tyres. Stinson he's just left Blaze for dead.
He has now. Yeah, he's starting to leave Blaze for dead, and Blaze still got to be careful about Droftas behind. He's not too far behind, and yeah, so he's still got to keep looking in his mirrors. And we go back to Kimi and Sebastian at the minute, and I don't know which one's which, but one of them, well, Evil Hunter, has got a 3-second time penalty, and Alan goes down the inside, and he fights back, does Evil Hunter, and they're going neck and neck into Vale, and he has got the high ground at the minute, does Evil Hunter, and but now Alan comes back, and this is reminiscent of Verstappen, Leclerc last year, and Evil Hunter comes out on top for the minute.
So back to the Blaze and Zorap situation. If they did stop the count, I've said that 3 times this evening. I need to stop saying that. If they were to finish the race now as they were, Zorap would claim P2 as he hasn't got any penalties. He just would claim P2 on penalties, and Stinson is well miles ahead. As it looks like the Great British weather's cleared up. It looks like it's quite a sunny day now. It was overcast at the start of the Grand Prix, but It's cleared up for young Stinson in the Nintendo car, and he was set to take a second win of the season.
Yeah, and Andenge and Paulie Orange are still really close together. I don't know what these two have been neck and neck as well. They've, you know, they've been Kimi and Seb 2.0 at the minute. They've been neck and neck most of this race. Actually, and so I've said before, Alan and Evil Hunter again. I don't know if Evil Hunter's gonna. He looks like he's gonna make a move, and he's gonna have to go around the outside, and they touch. Evil Hunter and the driver of Alan lifts his hand up, and what was that about, mate? And Evil squeezing Alan to the outside. This is a good battle for 6th place at the minute.
Yeah, very entertaining. Those two have been going on there for the entire race. Evil did let his teammate Ramsell to block Elam just after they came out of the pit, so it was a bit cheeky, but they're close again now. Meanwhile, Andenge and Paulie Orange, will be having a last lap scrap P4. A very good result for these two, no matter what, whoever finishes on top. Because they didn't have a great start on Prix. Paulie Orange was in his 13th at one stage. You know, coming back to finish P4 is a very good play.
It's very good indeed, and it was a really good strategy that worked out for Paulie Orange, and it's just a shame they're not fighting for a podium position after that. And you see Paulie Orange taking some strange lines on the straight, trying to, I don't know if he's wondering that Anden's going to try and get in the toe, but I think he's a little bit too far back for him to be effective at the minute.
Yeah, other than those two scraps, there's not much else going on. Everyone's just minding their own business, doing their normal race. And Paul picks up the penalty. He was 53 seconds behind the car in front. It hasn't been a good race for him in the Jag. Hopefully he'll pick himself up and move on for next week.
Yeah, and talking of next week, just as we've got a couple of laps to go, and obviously, as you can tell from last time out, we do have a random calendar, and it really was random. It was put into a randomised app, I think, and it was put out. So yeah, next week we're at Mexico. We're in Mexico City. Obviously, didn't go to the Americas this year because of the coronavirus pandemic, but hopefully, after news today, things may be on the up with the hint of a virus coming with a 90% success rate.
I just want to repeat what you just said. You said the virus coming with a 90%.
Oh, sorry, vaccine. The vaccine coming with a 90% success rate. So that is exciting. But yeah, no, Mexico next week out, Mexico City. So we'll see if young Stinson can keep his win streak going into round 3 of this season 1 Formula 4 campaign. And yeah, Blaze still in second, got that penalty drifting over his head. We don't know about all penalties at the moment, so things could change, and things could change for 4th place as Alan is right on the back of Paulie Orange, as I'm doing a lot of Croftyisms today. And Andenge is right behind Paulie Orange now, and we're coming on to the last lap. It is we're right up there at the hottest jalapenos now. Stinson, it is really spicy for the last lap of the race, and but not too spicy out front. Stinson ran a great race and drove a great race, and it looks like he's gonna win this race reasonably comfortably. Good strategy from Q2 onwards, and made the places back after his pit stop.
I just wanted to say quickly, and then picked up a 3-second time penalty. I feel sorry for the people that have paid to get these cars from different places. We were in Japan, then went to Singapore, then went back to Silverstone. Now they're off to Mexico next week. It's just not going to cost a lot of money, really.
Yeah, it is indeed. Obviously, people like CRG Geo is a multi-millionaire, isn't he? And he obviously funds. He funds it. So anyway, coming round the Vale for the final time today race winner last time out of Singapore, took pole position. He wins the British Grand Prix here for Formula 4 with Blaze coming in second place, and Droftas taking second place off Blaze with that time penalty. And whereas Paulie Orange going to come fourth, fifth for Andenge with great strategies under that VSC. And someone's come in there and mixed up Aylin and Evil Hunter.
Aylin and Evil Hunter have jumped Andenge, and Aylin's jumped Evil Hunter.
Yeah, oh wow, okay, so a little bit of a mix up there. Infamous Pillars comes across the line, Sloth. Across the line, Matt runs out at top 10, 11th, and so close. Mad Scientist comes home 11th, 12th, all shot down. Flea, next one's across the line. First race for Formula 4 as well. So he had a couple of good battles in the middle of the race, gave us some entertainment. So he comes across the line with his, and he gets a time penalty in the last couple of corners, but I don't think it's going to matter. And here comes Chewy. Here comes the Wookiee to cross the line in 14th. 13th, 14th.
That penalty did matter.
iStreams 15th and 16th for Ramsdale and 17th for Paul, who I'm sure probably got lapped towards the end, and it's not a great day. Paulie Orange takes driver of the day, and I think that was neck and neck between him and Andenge for that. And great. So we will see the podium celebrations now. And Stinson taking his second win of the season in round 2, unbeaten as of yet, and Droftas unbeaten for that pole, for that second position, and Blaze coming in third, leaving the session. So I don't think we're going to have an interview from Blaze. We'll try and get Stinson, Droftas, and we'll try and get the driver of the day. I think we'll get Paulie Orange in there as well, and we'll just see if that is the case for interviews today. No interviews last week, but it'd be nice to talk to Stinson. And anyway, we'll just do the final classification. So young Stinson, pole position and the win, and he gets the quadruple header for this race as well. Actually, the win, the pole position, the fastest lap, and the triple header, not the quadruple header. The triple header, and Droftas second, third Blaze fourth, Paulie Orange fifth, Aylin sixth, Evil Hunter seventh, Andenge eighth, Infamous Pillars Sloth ninth, Matteo 10th, 11th, Mad Scientist, all shot down, is 12th, 13th is Chewy, 14th is Flea, 15th is Ramsdale, 16th is iStream, 17th is Paul, 18th was LPE, who didn't finish the race. I was able to stop the count.
That's impressive. Not many people can do that.
I think we run that joke very, very far into the ground, so I'm not sure. Yeah, Droftas is just asking. Yeah, we can do. We'll do some interviews. So we'll get some of the guys in. Just give me 2 seconds, and I'll just invite a couple of these guys.
Knows the really bad time for a commentator is you're trying to invite everyone to a party to sort of interviews with.
Yeah, we'll just give me 2 seconds and we'll get it sorted. It can't be too slick an operation, unfortunately, sometimes. Apparently, yeah, so Droftas, if you could invite young Stinson, that'd be brilliant. And Orange I was going to invite Orange because he was driver of the day, and Blaze isn't here, but Orange said he was already in this party before. So
Blaze is gone. He's got work early.
Yeah, right. Okay. We've got young Stinson, and if Orange wants to,
I don't know if he joins. I invite him, not you.
Yeah, just because he just got driver of the day, obviously. Just haven't got Blaze. So just have 3 of you.
of interesting breaking news has just come in.
Yeah.
From real life Formula One, is the Vietnam Grand Prix has been dropped from the 2021 calendar.
I don't think Orange is coming.
Okay, well, just you two then. So, Stinson, well done. 2 wins in a row and pole position. Must be
And
well, I
fastest
said
lap.
and fastest. I was just about to say triple header. So you
Yeah, some nice points.
yeah. So you did run a really good race actually. Got the strategy. I think you were the only one on the mediums, weren't you? Pretty much in at least the top 5 anyway.
Yeah, I was thinking if I go on the mediums, it's really hard to drop someone out of DRS. I could just stick with the soft runners for their entire stint.
Yeah.
And Lace dropped off after like 6 laps, so I overtook him, got the gap, and then I was on the faster tire.
Well, yeah, you definitely good race. Are you confident for Mexico next week?
For Mexico,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a great track. Lots of overtaking. DRS will be really powerful.
Yeah, well, we look forward to it. And Dan, so happy with? Well, obviously, you two are the same results 2 weeks in a row. So you happy with second? Or?
No, I was third last week, so I'm moving up.
Oh, were you? I thought you were second. Like, oh yeah, because of course you got your.
It's because of the fastest lap and the bonus points, mate.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, so you happy with? Happy. Cheers, mate. Happy. Are you happy with second stay though?
Yeah, more than happy with second. I could have stayed mediums. I had enough to start on mediums. I would have been through. I didn't need to do the lap, but I was expecting an early safety car, to be honest, and I know the hards go to the end, so
Yeah, well,
I banked on that, and I did enough anyway. I knew Blaze had a 3-second time penalty, so I just stayed within 3 seconds of him.
Yeah, well, all 4. To be fair, the 3 of you did really well, especially with the 4 of you all together at the start. It was quite interesting. There was a couple of little gaggles of cars across the track, and that's what I was saying about getting Orange in, because Orange and then just did a pretty good strategy with that VSC as well. Really paid off for him in the end, I think. So, got anything to add, Yestin?
Not really. You've basically
Covered it again.
Yeah.
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 Well,
Mexico next week.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Mexico next week, and yeah, same time next week, 8 o'clock. Yeah, it was a fantastic race. It really was great in Great Britain. So, yeah, we'll see you next week. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe on the video. Keep staying safe, and yeah, thanks for this, and see you next week.